Harley Dennis's PK secured all 3 points for the Rowdies in Detroit. Now back at home for 5 of the next 6. The Rowdies taking on a Western Conference power in Phoenix Rising FC. It is a soccer night in trolley time in downtown St. Petersburg. The Tampa Bay Rowdies, fresh off their first road victory of the season, returning home to historic Al Lang Stadium to face Phoenix Rising FC. Good evening and welcome everybody. Alongside Ryan Davis, I'm Jeff Radcliffe. Thank you so very much for joining us for Rowdy Soccer and USL Championship Soccer here on ESPN+. And the Rowdies getting their first road victory of the season. It is time to secure 3 points at home and do so a lot with 5 of the next 6 being here.
And Jeff, it all starts on the defensive end. The Rowdies have only conceded 2 goals out of their last 3 games, and that includes the Houston Dynamo game in the US Open Cup. And by securing the foundation defensively, it's going to bleed into the midfield and the forward line. They're going to create chances by pressing and defensive effort, which will lead to chances created and goals scored.
Rowdies 2-0 all-time against this Phoenix team. Not counting that championship game that was never played in 2020, but now they've got a new head coach in Juan Guerra, former Rowdies player, and he's got a great team, including Miguel Arteaga, the forward.
Arteaga is the diamond of this possession-oriented team from Phoenix. He's a true number 10. He can create chances for other players, and he can score goals and crash the box and finish plays for balls coming in from the sides.
For the Rowdies, tonight marks the home debut of Ryan Spalding, the loanee from the New England Revolution.
He is MLS talent on that left midfield position, so much needed for this Rowdies team since Jake Armand has gone out. He provides cover for Aaron Guillen and creates width for this Rowdies midfield.
Tampa Bay trying to find its first winning streak of the season. It's the Rowdies and Rising. Starting 11s and kickoff coming your way next on ESPN+.
Imagine a company steeped in heritage, innovating into the promise of what the future can bring, like a phoenix helping others find prosperity. Sagicor's brand, the wisdom to help people make solid financial decisions, and the compassion to do good for society and those in need. Life insurance and annuities from Sagicor show your partner, family, and loved ones just how much you care about their financial security. Sagicor, wise financial thinking for life.
What happens when a company puts health solutions at the center of everything it does? At Florida Blue, Tai Chi happens. Nurse visits happen. This happens. A nutrition class happens. Answers to your health insurance questions happen. And a healthier you happens. So come by your local Florida Blue Center and experience health solutions at the center.
We're at Al Lang Stadium. Tampa Bay and Phoenix Rising FC. The rivalry renewed East versus West tonight in downtown St. Petersburg. So glad to have you along. Jeff Radcliffe, along with Ryan Davis. And let's take a look at the starting 11s. First for Juan Guerra's Phoenix Rising FC. They go with 3 at the back, just one change. Carlos Harvey is in and Uzochukwu is out.
And I love the fact Harvey's coming back in. The Panamanian international is box to box. He can make things happen defensively and create some stuff in transition offensively. Arteaga, we can't talk too much about him. Gallardo partnering him in front. I think it's a fantastic idea on the road to catch this Rowdies team.
Rowdies coming off that 3-point affair at Detroit, so just one change from the squad that won 1-0. Jan Ekra comes in for Zach Harivo.
Love the fact that Jan Ekra is playing deeper in this lineup and not the attacking midfield position. Now Dennis, in fantastic form, seems to be finding his footing in this midfield 3. Look for Spalding to give some crosses to the inside for the big JJ Williams to get his first goal in Al Lang Stadium.
And he has been on a run of form, just needs to get the goal, but if anything can be weaned from what we learned in training the last couple of days, he is ready for that. Rowdies will be in the green and gold hoops. Traveling whites here for Phoenix Rising FC. They come in 2 wins, 1 loss, 4 draws, 10 points, 7th in the West. So on the opposite side, 7th in the East for Tampa Bay, looking for their 3rd win in just the first time. Going for a win streak tonight if they can go back-to-back here with 3-point affairs.
You know, Jeff, there's something about this matchup as we look at Ryan Spalding getting the start tonight. Something about this matchup for the Rowdies. They had a huge lift in Phoenix 2 years ago with a year ago with a 5-1 victory. The year before that, a 3-1 victory in Al Lang Stadium. Both games kicked off the Rowdies season and had them go on a fantastic run. Let's see what happens tonight as the Argentine goalkeeper takes his mark.
Rocco Rios Novo. 2 head coaches have some familiarity. In fact, are quite good friends. Juan Guerra, former Rowdies player, going up against his old mates tonight. It is game on in St. Pete. Rowdies going from right to left as we call the action to you here on ESPN+.
Just a quick tidbit. Both of these teams in the top 5 in pass accuracy. Phoenix #1, Rowdies #5. Look for a lot of short passing, conservative passing, but heavy short passing in this game.
And when we asked Neil Collins about Juan Guerra's Phoenix Rising versus Rick Shantz's Phoenix Rising, is they're a little more possession oriented, but they still possess that danger.
And I think that's allowed them, Jeff, to stay unbeaten, the Phoenix Rising, because they hold the ball for such long periods of time. They can stay in the game for long periods of time.
Unbeaten in their last 5. Let's take a look at the injury report tonight for each side. We've got a corner kick first to the match here in this opening minute. And Charlie Dennis will do the honors. Currently on the USL Team of the Week. Had that penalty kick goal that proved to be the game winner last week. That one's headed on frame and down and cleared away by Phoenix Rising. We'll look to come out and play with it here. Down the line, and it'll come back to Tampa Bay Rowdies and Mr. Spalding.
Well, just going back to Charlie Dennis, I'm just talking about the injury report. Jake Armand out, hence the reason Ryan Spalding has come across on loan and getting his 3rd consecutive start tonight. Questionable, Neil Dunn, Emil Cuello, and Gabi Torres for the Phoenix Rising.
Cuello, a player they would love to get them back. Let's take a look at our keys to the match here.
Well, we talked about possession, but what about Phoenix Rising? When they don't have the ball, they're going to press high and try and get the Rowdies out of their rhythm as the Rowdies play at home. The Rowdies have to go around the press or through it and keep possession. Now, we talked about Ryan Spalding, service from the sides. You cannot wait for the cross to come in, Jeff. You have to protect the wings, and stop the service coming in. And I think that's going to be key for the Rising tonight to stop this Rowdy offense.
The press off the opening kick here for Tampa Bay. A team that can possess like Phoenix can make you pay should they break it. Along the right side is Carlos Harvey, one of 4 Panamanians on the roster for this Panamanian head coach. Inside the box for the first time, trying to get it turned. We saw Arteaga score just like that last week in a 3-1 win against Loudoun. And cleared out by Guillen, who's serving as the left back tonight. Gallardo serves that one in. Lasso will put it out. It will be a corner kick, first of the match for Rising FC.
Well, you can see what the Phoenix can do, and you can see how compact this Rowdies defense is, led by this man, Forrest Lasso, who's been in great form the last 2 or 3 games after a slow start. But a good early cross from Gallardo, and there's the big man, the lumberjack at the back.
Another replay brought to you by Bayfront Health St. Petersburg, as they all will be tonight.
He's a new daddy, Jeff, and seems to have cleared his mind.
That's right.
After the birth of his newborn baby.
Now that will occupy your mind.
Oh my God.
Doing the honors here is Daniel Krupsen, the Dutch center back. Headed back in. Boy, attempting at a bicycle there was Gallardo. Foul inside the box brings it back to Tampa Bay. Our referee for this match is Elton Garcia. He's assisted by Joe Sachowski, Abdel Kutane, and Mario Maric is the 4th official.
Well, one thing if you go for the bicycle kick, you have to remember sometimes that ball is made for the head. So you get your feet up there, you're liable to not only get a yellow card, but give away free kicks.
So pulled down by Ekra. Keep his feet. The man who's now played over 250 matches in USL Championship history.
And I hope Coach Collins continues to look at him playing him deeper on the pitch. Doesn't have to press as high and also create havoc in the last third. He can create havoc from his own third by distribution and orchestrating.
32 years old, originally out of the Ivory Coast, Côte d'Ivoire.
Played for France U19 team with Karim Benzema.
Yeah, many years ago. And since has played for, what, about 6 USL Championship teams. At least it seems that way. He's been around Harrisburg when they existed, Charlotte, now in his 5th season here in Tampa Bay.
Does that qualify him to be a living legend?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too.
Yeah. Past Dane Kelly, longtime Charleston Battery man. And that decision will go in favor of the visitors here.
Gives you an idea of the attitude of this Rowdies team. When the ball is in midfield, they close down quickly. Yes, the foul was given up, but understand the reaction to the ball to try and close things down.
Erickson Gallardo playing wide right here, trying to stretch the field for Juan Guerra, 36 years old, out of Caracas, Venezuela. Rowdies fans watching this match may recognize him. 2015 and 2016, he was a defensive mid for the Rowdies, playing just in front of Neil Collins. Rowdies building in the attacking half. Rising content to absorb a little bit here. This is Doherty. Matley. Now Harris. Takes it deflection out. And how? It's over the wall for a home run. And it will be a corner kick for Tampa Bay Rowdies. There's a look at Juan.
Interesting article today on USL Championship.
Right. He was quoted in that article. It was about the friendship he had with his former teammate Neil Collins, and said when it came to Neil, he was crazy, is what he said.
You know,
crazy in a good way, though, because he was a guy who had a lot of character. And a guy I could trust behind me.
You know, if you're playing holding midfield and this guy is playing centre back behind you, you have to basically buy him dinner every night. He's like the offensive line in football, right? He's going to cover you when you make your mistakes in midfield. So, of course, I'm sure those two had quite the partnership on the pitch.
And you know, there was some, I'm sure, some good pregame chatter. They remain really good friends. Turnover. Here's Guillen. Ekra will collect in the circle. Kleeman now in that 2-man center back partnership with Lasso, and will play the negative ball back to Connor Sparrow, making his 5th start tonight.
You cannot talk too much about center back partnerships, Jeff. It has to come sooner rather than later. And if Kleeman and Lasso can solve that issue for the Rowdies in this part of the season, it's going to make 2023 a lot better than it has started.
Sparrow lets it go. Bit of a knee. And Lambert, the player down. We'll check the head injury.
Kevon Lambert is known for his physicality, but JJ Williams has been answering the bell for Neil Collins and responding with intensity. And you can see the head-on-head collision.
Good to see him back up.
Was the quintessential holding midfielder for this Phoenix Rising team over the last couple of years. Now gone back to a centre-back position, which is a normal transition for holding midfielders.
Strong in the air, but does commit the foul. Remember the Jamaican who's capped 18 times for the Reggae Boys and has been on the USL Team of the Week twice this season already.
And because of his loyalty.
And they're teammates, former teammates, right? Because JJ Williams played part of last season as well for Phoenix before going to Tulsa.
I'm sure they've been entangled in practice.
13 appearances and 3 goals.
Yep.
For JJ. So there's just that little bit of extra you get when you're going up against a former club, right? Just a little bit extra. Antley to Harris, quickly released to Ekra, puts another one into the box. Thought it took a deflection out. It did not, and will stay with the Rowdies on the throw.
Thought Deon Harris had enough time to provide some more quality service with that cross. Didn't take his chance.
So across halfway, and Spalding will get the return ball and try to get out on the edge with his pace. Spalding serves it, back post, hit it on, and in come on, you Rowdies! J.J. Williams gets his first. 1-0 to the good.
Well, we talked at the beginning of the game that Ryan Spalding has to be attended to. They can't afford to wait for the ball to come in. And Phoenix Rising paid the price. Spalding with space, a great delivery, and guess who's there? J.J. Williams getting that first goal, and where? In Al Lang Stadium. If he gets going, the Rowdies get going, and it's going to be all downhill in 2023.
So in minute 10, JJ gets the payoff, beating Rocco Rios Novo, just the 11th goal allowed all season for him.
Talking to Coach Collins before this game, JJ Williams have been doing all the little things, Jeff. And when you do that as a striker, the goals will come eventually. And those little things include pressing, intensity, and holding the ball up for midfielders in the last third.
Phoenix Rising now chasing a 1-0 game. This early goal here, see if that yields more as the green and gold smoke wafts from Ralph's mob and the Skyway Casuals.
What a sight in Ireland. If you've never been here before, just to see the supporting group, like you mentioned, Jeff, it is a sight to behold.
And the press really causing problems here for Phoenix. They go across the way. Novo recognized the danger, was out on it quick. Rocco out of Los Angeles, technically on loan from Lanús in Argentina. Interesting story for him. He was loaned out to Atlanta. He was a player that replaced Brad Guzan a couple of years back, and then saw like 36 appearances in Major League Soccer when Guzan went down for Atlanta United, and parlayed that to, let's go to Argentina, you know, hey.
It's amazing how this country is now providing a corridor for players from South America. So much talent.
One put into the box nicely by Dennis. And we'll check another injury here. Phoenix coming into this match unbeaten in 5 in league play. They did lose at New Mexico in Open Cup play, lost 2-1. The player down there for Phoenix is Traore, who has the left center back.
Only 20 years old, and this youngster has such a future ahead of him. Had a fantastic match last week against Loudoun.
Technically on loan from LAFC as they work on that right ankle. Product, though, he's got some Florida ties. Product of Montverde Academy, which is over in Lake County, closer to Orlando. And it is already somebody up off the bench, just in case.
He had a stint in Las Vegas Lights, if I read correctly.
Yeah, loaned to Las Vegas for the last 2 seasons from LAFC, so back in the Western Conference, just with another club. And the physio will check him out.
Love that pacey, wiry frame for an outside back. He's going to be a handful for wingers.
We'll take this time to remind you to relax boldly while in Tampa Bay. Claim your next adventure at visitampabay.com.
You know, just want to touch a little bit on the whole East-West matchup. It is so entertaining now that more teams are traveling across the country to play each other inter-conference games. And asking Coach Collins, he's talking about the technical ability of West teams and the organization of Eastern teams. And it provides such an entertaining clash.
You play every single team in the West. If you played them at home last year, you'll go on the road this year. So it's good to kind of have that level schedule for everybody post those pandemic days when it was really uneven. He's putting on some pressure here. There's been some hard 50-50 so far. Here comes the pressure from Ekra. Something on the tape. Clash of feet goes against Tampa Bay. Garcia will have a word with Connor Antley. As we've played a quarter hour, the goal from Williams, the difference so far.
Well, look at this press by the Rowdies. They are relentless in trying to prevent this Phoenix team from getting any sort of rhythm and build up from the back. Just like a blanket of green every time the ball goes out wide, and they force them to the third defender, they call it, that sideline.
.50-50 in the air. So glad to have you along wherever you happen to be. Jeff Radcliffe, Ryan Davis, and our entire Video Art Productions and ESPN Plus crew. Turnover middle of the park. So covering a lot of ground is Jordan Doherty, right? He doesn't, you don't see him do a lot, but he's just there when he needs to be.
He does all the little things in the middle of the park, the most congested,
the thankless stuff.
The most congested part of the field. He sticks a foot in, he plays the short pass, doesn't give it away, as you can see right here. And you're not going to see it in his stat book, Jeff, but boy, is he an important role and player for the Rowdies.
Sparrow will release it long. Williams gets ahead to it. Nicely recognized by Harvey. Stepping in the lane. Racing FC trying to go 0-0. Trying to grow into this match. Coming cross country, you go from desert heat, the dry heat, to the liquid heat we have here that is starting to really brew as we get in the warmer months in Florida.
Oh yeah, welcome to Tampa Bay.
Not particularly hot tonight, but
damp.
The air is just saucier.
Yes.
That offside flag is up from the assistant referee.
Humidity is definitely a factor, whether it's warm or just lukewarm. Oh, beautiful ball.
Back to Williams. Got away from Spalding. Oh my gosh. There is no let up going for a ball.
but the intensity allows the Rowdies to get the second ball, the loose balls, and this starts to give them more and more possession in dangerous parts of the field.
Here's Harris. I read an interview this week with Juan Guerra. We are not taking this team lightly. They might have had a slow start. There's another shot skied over the bar. That close for Charlie Dennis. Go back-to-back games of the goal.
Well, it all started with the intensity of Ryan Spalding regaining the ball. Eventually, the ball is recycled, and it drops to Charlie Dennis, the man in form. Just doesn't keep his head down, but the intent and the confidence is there to ask the question.
But Guerra knew this was a scary game. He knows the quality coach and players that Neil Collins has, and they might not have been their typical form here with all these new players, the 11 new players into this team this year. But all it takes is a bit of a run. They find themselves, and you could be the one that you're kind of the slump buster.
Yeah, and I think Coach Collins said it best before this match. The dam is going to break eventually, and when does it break?
How about the little back heel? Harris will give it a go. Put it over the top.
Well, we talk about opportunities, and Deon Harris has been given the opportunity to create chances and be a playmaker for this team. That was a golden chance for the Rowdies and for Harris to put his name up in lights. Ball played through, he has oodles of time, and his technique lets him down, and it gives Rocco and gives the keeper a chance to get off the hook.
That said, you like the chance creation, right? You said top 5 in chance creation this team, and it was only going to be a matter of time when we asked Coach Collins about that. Just got to, yeah, it's been games of nearly so close to getting the early goal. You look at that game against Charleston here a few weeks back, where you give up a goal at the death on a counter. If you get a couple of goals ahead of that, nobody's talking about it. And
so often we use sports as a reference to life. You do the little things right over and over and over again. Eventually, the results will come. And Coach Collins preaches that with his team. Yes, they've had a slow start, but they continue to do the little things right. And now the payoff seems to be coming.
So we got our first change, as Traore cannot continue, and Eddie Monjoma will replace him in the lineup. So first substitution forced early here in the first half. So that's not going according to scripts when you've got to take a defender out.
That's such a capable
you come to like the 75th minute and you don't have that extra sub, that option, that can hurt.
Yep, Monjoma now has replaced with Traore, who has 3 starts. Traore, so now Monjoma comes in off the bench. Early days, he has no rhythm, didn't have much time to warm up. And he's going to be slotted against Deon Harris.
Talented young player, Monjoma, though, former MLS Next Pro player with FC Dallas. North Texas SC last year, product of Southern Methodist University. He was in the United States U19 national team setup. How about the pace on the left side here? Phoenix looking to level the terms. They lay it back. Bit of a dummy. Shot bounced through, a deflection, just goes wide off the foot of Zambrano.
Well, kids at home, that's why you shoot, because anything can happen. Ball played on top of the box. The lead by Arteaga. And here comes that shot. The little deflection of Yannick Krall. Another deflection.
Sparrow had no chance if that was on target.
But the intent by Phoenix, encouraging for the coach, the staff and the players. They need something to get going and get into this match.
Crutzen and Varela. Crutzen on a line. He's looking to clear. Harris goes up and whiffs. Serve to the back, stick rolls right to Sparrow. Very fortunate. It was Lambert making his presence felt.
Well, the big center back already has a goal this season, looking for number 2. Gets a foot to it in front of JJ Williams. Goes straight into the arms of Sparrow. But boy, that was some creativity from Phoenix.
Rising trying to settle in. When you watch them, it's the tiki-taka, right? They use their possession to lead to the attack, and they've been denied that because of the hard charging of the Rowdies here. They're not going to let them get comfortable. Held up by Williams. Doherty swing it left, looking for Spalding. Cut out by Lambert. Spalding there with Guillen. Spalding wrong foots it. Corner of the area, down. Play on. Nothing in it as Dennis went tumbling.
Well, there certainly was contact. Not sure if the defender got piece of the ball as well. But good trailing by Charlie Dennis. And Ryan Spalding again showing how much space he can create on his own and for other players. And yeah, it looks like it was Charlie Dennis's foot that was taken out rather than the ball.
Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.selectsportamerica.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice.
So after 23 minutes, Phoenix Rising, 52% possession to Rowdies 48. The Rowdies so far 3 shots for Phoenix Rising, 6 shots for the Rowdies, with an expected goal average of 0.82 for the Rowdies and 0.32 for the Rising.
Lovely ball into the area. Gallardo, back stick. Boy, running on late. Woo.
Well, when you press high, you're susceptible to space behind.
And Joma had some wheels too.
Look at Gallardo trying to pick out the player at the last post, just couldn't find him. And Connor Antley, Mr. Everything, coming all the way back and being a nuisance.
If he didn't, it's 1-1. For the Rowdies. Once it gets broken, they have to backpedal a little bit, trying to slip that one through. This is Arteaga. Manjoma. He will serve it at the D. A little space found by Zambrano. And corner kick it is.
Just a little bit too much time in the box from the Phoenix Rising. It was a good ball in from Manjoma. You just expected just a little quicker play in that 18-yard box to create that opportunity from the visitors.
The Dutchman, Krutzen, the newcomers this year. Put that left foot into it. Boy, had to be punched out by Sparrow. That was looking Olympico all the way.
I think that was almost a shot on goal. What a corner kick that was. Putting pressure on the keeper, nothing wrong with that. Even an accomplished keeper as Connor Sparrow, that can be very uncomfortable.
Spalding working in on 3. Guillen just chasing. And Fede Varela. Phoenix able to keep it.
So far, Jeff, the last 5 minutes for Phoenix have been some excellent sequences.
They get a touch. Lasso gets ahead to it. Now headed wide. Held in by Gallardo. Varela.
You can see the little triangles forming right here.
Great back by Anguiano. Harris. Dangerous. Forcing it back.
Again, good press by the Rowdies. Getting into that passing lane was Deon Harris, reading that back pass to the centre-back. Getting a foot to it, but again, Phoenix Rising has possession and seem to be growing in confidence.
Rowdies has gotten back in this game with the movement off of the ball. Once you let them get settled, they do their thing. Kleeman. Everybody on the attacking half, save for Forrest Lasso. Calling for it is Sparrow.
Here comes that press. I think if you're a Rowdy player, you want that press to come and not try to go around it or through it, as we said in the keys of the game.
Williams takes a rip there from Harvey.
There's that replay again. Ball hanging up in the air, and
yeah, I got
J.J.
there
Williams
early.
was like a target.
Harris cut off a pass and now turned it over. Arteaga waiting for help.
I think Arteaga will want some time on the ball, like we just saw. He's had a slow start in the opening 30 minutes. And there's still a lot of football to play, but I think the Rowdies have won that battle in the first 30.
Times cap with Venezuela. Arteaga leads his team in goals, assists, and shots. 3, 2, and 13, respectively. Played in Portugal, Belgium, Bolivia, Croatia, Italy. A world traveler. All for the age of 28.
That's the beauty of this sport. It can take you anywhere in the globe.
Get your passport ready.
Oh, yeah.
Lasso will settle. Doherty. Williams combining. Get it out. Dennis to Spalding. Puts it all the way across. Harris will not get there.
Well, we won't see this in his stat book, but it was J.J. Williams again, tracking back, getting a hold of the ball, then releasing it out wide, trying to get on the end of it. But the number 9 has been so lively, Jeff. He's really making the difference for this Rowdies team tonight.
Half hour gone. 1-0 Tampa Bay. Phoenix throw. Still looking for their first ever victory against this Tampa Bay team. They were scheduled to play here for the championship in 2020, and COVID changed that. The game that never was. Phoenix Rising team did not qualify for the playoffs last year after really being dominant for their entire existence leading up to that. Won the Pacific Division in 2021, Group B in 2020. And they were the USL Championship runners-up in 2018. Remember, as a club, they started as Arizona United SC, and the big news when that happened was that Didier Drogba was one of the owners.
They broke all sorts of records in the regular season.
Here come the Rowdies again. Harris, corner of the area. Forced back. Antley will have it. Initiates the switch. Doherty just on the inside of the circle. Guillen to Spalding. Service across, headed right at the keeper again. Rios Novo able to corral that one, or it would have been 2 for 2 for that man, J.J. Williams.
Well, he rises above the trees and gets his head to it, but Charlie Dennis, look at the hesitation there, and then frees up himself for the cross. Excellent head up, just right to Rocco. Just good football all around.
Not a shot on target.
It's so funny that you brought that up, Jeff, because the shots now, as I check the stats, it's going to be 6 shots to 5. And 1 shot, well, it's actually 2 shots to 1. Rowdies on target.
On target.
Yeah.
Pass contested. Kleeman got up in there. Lambert
can hear Coach Collins
Oh,
screaming at Charlie Dennis to get on the ball and press. Do not give them time. And here comes Lambert.
Incredible, very comfortable team, just passing in those triangles. Here's Zambrano. Really, Zambrano and Hernandez really kind of make it all go. There's not one player on this pitch for Phoenix Rising that isn't good with the ball at their feet.
And that is all by design, as the new coach for Phoenix Rising has handpicked these players to really get his style going.
Foul against the Rowdies. Well, Paco Craig leads Miami FC into Kentucky to face Josh Winder in the reigning Eastern Conference winners Louisville City FC. Don't miss the start of the new season on USL on ESPN. Saturday, May 13th at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Boy, that is coming up quick.
What a good matchup that's going to be. And this man hasn't had 2 wins on the trot all season. You can smell one here tonight, but still a lot of game to play.
Yeah, thinking of a master plan. Got to see this out. Over the ball is Fede Varela, the Argentine. And we'll serve it to the back stick. Offside flag was up. They left a bit too early.
Good delivery, good run. It was the Panamanian Harvey just breaking that line just a little too quickly before the ball was kicked. I'm going to tell you what, this 1-0 lead from the Rowdies is not secure. This Phoenix team, they're aggressive, they're pressing high, and any sort of mistake, this game is going to be tied at 1. Great goal kick by Sparrow. When a player has that much time on the ball on a goal kick, it has worked to perfection.
He's on the prowl again. This time, 1 and done. Hernandez circling things. Happy feet from Rios Novo there.
Look at the ability to play out of that press, though, so comfortably by the Rising. It's certainly a mindset for this team.
Back to Sparrow. 10 minutes from halftime. Antley thought he had a big win. Artiaga on the diagonal. This time there with Harvey.
Tell you what, Majoma seems to be a little bit lost coming in on what exactly his role is. Artiaga just having a word with him. He needs to be out wide and provided that space for the team, that width.
Deep throw for the Rowdies here. Should be a push. They let it play. Williams was bracketed, trying to receive that throw in. Tampa Bay keeps its shape. They'll track the runners. And we'll lift this towards Erickson Gallardo. Didn't get it clean. We'll stay with Phoenix.
Aaron Guillen is appealing for the high kick.
Zambrano. Anguiano. Second season in Phoenix.
Oh, beautiful pass by Anguiano. Doesn't work.
Well defended.
It doesn't work out there, but boy, you can see how tight those triangles are and how hard it is to defend.
Harris on a loose ball. Dennis to his left if he can get it to him. Gets hung up. Gets it to his right foot. Gets a shot away. Going down low and grabbing it is Rios Novo.
Well, a lot of questions there for Deon Harris. Can he be the guy? Can he be the starter and carry the load in the last third of the field? He did so against Detroit. He offsets two players, gets back on his right, and just hooks the ball into Rocco's hands.
Out of breath watching that. 39th minute. Here come Phoenix with a full head of steam. They'll let it fly out of play.
Well, Varela taking the chance, taking the opportunity. You have to be brave in the last third, and he was. It didn't pay off. But as a coach, you cannot be angry with that choice.
Varela spent the season in Bulgaria last year. Turkey before that. Spain in the second division. Also spent time at Porto's B team. Now here stateside, trying to make a difference for Phoenix.
Again, that flick on by J.J. Williams to Charlie Dennis was just beautiful to watch.
Now, in that case, it was Zambrano zigging when he should have zagged on the pass from Erickson Gallardo.
Oh, beautiful.
The ball from Dennis, and then it pinballs back.
He seemed to be really having a bit of a partnership now, Dennis and J.J. Williams. It looks like J.J. Williams is having a good time, and that's very important to see from the forward.
Gallardo on his right foot. Tries to get some space, serves across in, no problem for Sparrow.
To snag it. 1v1 defended by Aaron Gay, and he's so experienced, and he has that extra gear as a left back. Constantly ushering the player outside.
Again on the ball now, 5 minutes from halftime.
One of the reasons Coach Collins has been raving about Spalding, had nowhere to go, right up against his sideline, and somehow manages to wiggle his way free and win a free kick.
Coming up at halftime, we celebrate Decades Night with one Leo Fernandez. That will be fun. Of course, highlights and stats from this first half and Ryan's second half outlook.
I guarantee you the winning numbers for the lottery will be announced.
Goodness.
You can't miss it.
Or just numbers for the lottery will be announced. Collins, they have the magic number tonight. 3 for points. Been a good first half. A lot of work still to do, though. Battle of 2 7th-place teams. At the D, turning, shooting, and missing the target by that much is Fede Varela.
Well, the ball comes outside with the expectation to come back in, and Varela takes up that spot right on top of the box. He had a shot, Jeff, just minutes ago. It went wide. This time he cues it up. And look how close this was. Maybe a deflection by Lasso?
Not according to the referee.
No. Connor Sparrow doing his best lawyer impersonation and wins the argument.
He's going to see a lot more chances come his way here in the second half, if not the next 3 minutes. This will be a 90-minute game, no doubt. Harris to Dennis. Williams holds up, top of the D, out to Spalding. Some space to operate and can take advantage. Gets the split, earns the corner kick.
Great recovery by Lambert. Experienced play. He showed Spalding the line, and as soon as he gave him the line, he blocked the cross with a sliding tackle. But again, guess who it was? J.J. Williams getting the ball out to Spalding by holding off 2 players. Creating space for players is an absolute treasure on the soccer field.
Dennis lets it fly, headed down. And the oohs and ahs. Nearly 2-0. Lasso came up for it.
Well, I don't think we understand what an opportunity that was for Kleeman. It was a wide open header on the 6-yard box. And that should have been 2-0. Yep, he's going to dream about that one tonight. Look at this. By himself there. And, yep, that's one of those when you stare at the ceiling fan at 2 a.m. in the morning, wanting it back.
Lasso would have been on the back post had he not hit that. Lambert. On Antley. Comes central. Dennis in the area. Free kick.
Well, Mr. Everything, Connor Antley, who's used to playing right wing back or right midfield, is playing right back now. So comfortable with the ball at his feet. And this man, Charlie Dennis, can dance on a string.
Zambrano held his hands up. No, I didn't touch him.
Well, Charlie Dennis, a penalty last week. Let's see what he does with a free kick just on top of the 18-yard box. Hands on hips.
Got a four-person discussion here. Jordan and JJ in there as well.
If I get a vote, I'm going to vote Charlie Dennis. It's more suited for the right footer, but the ball is pretty much central.
It is tough to get this up and down from that distance.
Yes.
You set up a runner.
Maybe Connor Antley to the right of everyone.
3 minutes of stoppage time. We've entered that now. Boy, could go into halftime with a 2-0 lead. Boy, what a difference.
I think you have to try the effort. You have to try and get it over and down.
And they're able to. Dennis scores, and it is 2-0. How about that?
Well, we have a new dead ball specialist in town. A penalty last week, and then he made a very difficult free kick look so easy. We were questioning if he could get it up and over the wall. Well, can he? With a glass of wine in his hand. Look at the bend, and no problem.
It was a change-up, too.
Beautifully struck by Charlie Dennis, and now the conversation up 2-0 at halftime is a whole different conversation, up 1-0.
Back-to-back games with a goal for Charlie Dennis, the Brighton man with the cultured foot there.
He wins the free kick, Jeff, and then converts. You can't ask for anything more than that from your number 10 tonight.
Massive, massive goal for the home side here. Now you got to see out the next minute and a half of stoppage time. Do not concede.
Phoenix, who had an excellent couple of sequences before that goal, their heads have to drop it just a little bit.
Gallardo to get the return ball. Ekra saves the day out to Harris. Try to stretch it. Given away, a bit of an overrun. Santiago waiting for it. Bracketed by Kleeman and Lasso. Played 2 of the minimum 3. They'll probably play a little more after that goal. Gallardo runs square. On a diagonal, a beautiful ball. What can they do with it? They can earn a corner.
That was a peach of a pass to Manjuma. Couldn't get the ball around Connor Antley. He was there, he recovered, but the pass was sublime by Gallardo.
Varela. Well, Crutzen. A back heel, that was cheeky enough for Arteaga. About to reach 3. And we have halftime. And a good one it was in that first half for Tampa Bay. Goals from Williams and the set piece peach from Charlie Dennis have the Rowdies up 2-0 to the good. Visit Tampa Bay halftime show coming your way right after this.
Can health insurance help cure loneliness? Can it take care of your best friend too? Or hold your hand for 9 months? Can it be there for you at 3 a.m.? Or inspire you to go the extra mile? We think so, which is why every day we ask ourselves, what else can health insurance do? Come find out.
Imagine a company steeped in heritage, innovating into the promise of what the future can bring, like a phoenix helping others find prosperity. Sagicor's brand, the wisdom to help people make solid financial decisions and the compassion to do good for society and those in need. Life insurance and annuities from Sagicor show your partner, family, and loved ones just how much you care about their financial security. Sagicor, wise financial thinking for life.
We welcome you inside the Visit Tampa Bay halftime show. Rowdies leading Phoenix Rising 2-0. It is decades night here at Al Lang Stadium, and why not take it back to where it started, the 1970s. Star Wars, platform shoes, bell-bottom jeans, feathered hair, Saturday Night Fever, and Leo Fernandez dishing questions on the days of disco.
All right, Forrest, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. All right. What is one thing from the 70s that you would bring back now?
Parachute pants, MC Hammer pants.
Oh, that's a good one. I think
Maybe into the 70s, maybe early 80s. I don't know.
What is your favorite movie from the 70s?
From the 70s.
I was alive in the 70s though, so but yeah, it's E.T.
E.T. Good movie. If you can bring back anything from the 70s, what would you bring back?
Common sense.
Common sense. There you have it. Can you name a musical artist from the 70s?
No, I'm not even gonna try. I'm not embarrassing myself.
All right, thank you.
James Brown? I don't know.
We're gonna fact check that, but that sounds like a good answer.
Yeah, I think it's a good answer. Pretty good.
I'm guessing Queen.
Is Journey from the 70s?
I'm not sure.
Journey's from the 70s? Journey.
Yeah, Journey. All right.
Was James Taylor in the 70s or is that way later? My parents are gonna laugh at me for that answer.
Bit of Motown maybe. Is that 70s or is that 60s? Not sure.
Jordan, born in the year 2000 is what? What is your favorite music artist from the 70s?
The Beatles.
The Beatles.
Elvis?
Elvis, good one. That's a good one. ¿Cuál es tu música favorita de los 70s?
No son muchas, pero sí me gustan mucho los bailes.
¿De baile? Ah, ese bueno. Yes, I'm here with Connor Atlee, the famous Connor Atlee. Connor, if you can bring back anything from the 70s, what would you bring back?
Can it be anyone, a person? Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Cut that out.
Hey, cut that.
And no, we were not going to cut that out for sure. One thing is for sure, they're not going to star in a show like that 70s show, but the good thing is the Rowdies can play some soccer. They lead it 2-0 over Phoenix Rising. The Visit Tampa Bay halftime show continues right after this.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Let's continue our Visit Tampa Bay halftime show with a little spin around the USL Championship. 7 league clubs advancing to the next round of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Action will resume on May 9th. Enzo Martinez from Birmingham Legion surpassed 100 goal contribution in his long and storied USL career. He was named Player of the Week for his efforts. And in the top 5 power rankings, somehow Birmingham not in that top 5. Sacramento Republic continued to lead the way. Another Western Conference team, Colorado Springs second. Louisville City, Charleston Battery in that top 4, and El Paso 5th. Enzo Martinez, you see him, Player of the Week. 100 combined goals and an assist. Led Legion FC with 2 goals and 1 assist and a 3-2 victory against Hartford Athletic. You see a Rowdies player, Charlie Dennis, had that goal last week. Won 2 of 2 tackles, 8 of 12 duels, and completed 31 of his 39 passes. That gets him on the team. And Jose Hernandez, Phoenix Rising, scored his first goal since signing with his hometown club. Those are the players on your Week 8 Team of the Week. An updated look at the standings. First in the Eastern Conference, Charleston Battery finding themselves in first with a couple of wins over the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Birmingham Legion in second, followed by Louisville, Miami, Pittsburgh, Loudoun United. Tampa Bay Rowdies 10 points out of first, but still above that line of demarcation, the playoff line for now. FC Tulsa in 8th. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scores. Right now, Memphis 901, a 0-0 over Hartford Athletic. Loudoun trying to rebound from their loss against Phoenix last week, ahead of Indy 11 1-0. Birmingham Legion trailing Oakland at the half, and Detroit City and FC Tulsa knotted at 1 at the half. Coming up, we take a look at the highlights and break down the stats from that first half. Ryan Davis rejoins me right after this on the Visit Tampa Bay halftime show.
What happens when a company puts health solutions at the center of everything it does? At Florida Blue, Tai Chi happens. Nurse visits happen. This happens. A nutrition class happens. Answers to your health insurance questions happen. And a healthier you happens. So come by your local Florida Blue Center and experience health solutions at the center.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. Find new experiences. Find new roads. Get 2.99% financing for 5 years on all 2022 Silverado 1500 pickups, or current competitive owners get $3,000 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a 2.7-liter engine. See your local Chevy dealer.
Back to Al Lang Stadium. Visit halftime report finishes up now. Jeff Radcliffe, Ryan Davis with you. A 2-0 lead for the Rowdies here at the half. It's a coming out party or just coming into his own for one J.J. Williams right now?
Did all the little things. He pressed high just like Coach Collins wanted. He held up the ball from the midfield and provided that space in a very congested area. Then he released the ball out wide. Then Ryan Spalding went to work, and guess who finished? J.J. Williams. But he's been the key component. He's not led in every department, but he's led by example with hustle, energy, and composure on the ball, which has provided Rowdies a comfortable spot.
And J.J. figured into the highlights early.
He releases the ball to Ryan Spalding, and guess who finishes? He gets his first goal in Al Lang Stadium. And boy, do the Rowdies need this centre forward to get going and put goals on the score sheet. Phoenix reply, shot from outside, huge deflection, and the score stays at 1-0. But that would not be the end of the rising. They continue. Varela, the Argentine, clips the ball in, and it was the big man Lambert from Jamaica getting his foot onto it, but a comfortable save in the end by Sparrow. Charlie Dennis goes to work, chips to the top of the box, the header by J.J. Williams right into the arms of Rocco, and the score stays at 1-0. Just before the half, Charlie Dennis goes down, free kick called, up and over the wall, 2-0. And the dead ball specialist has now put the Rowdies in a commanding lead at halftime.
And it came in at such a big time right before half. Let's take a look at those stats. What do you make of them, Ryan?
Look at the possession. Phoenix Rising have done everything right, playing in their triangles and trying to dictate the tempo, but the Rowdies staying compact and then exaggerating. The corners are 44-3.
It feels like that.
But no, the Rowdies have certainly caused the pressure by making space, breaking up plays in the midfield, and then counter-attacking. 4 shots on target, 10 shots overall, making the most of the 36% possession, and then making the most of the space provided by breaking up those attacks.
Yeah, we don't have to deal with reality. It's what it feels like. Getting set for second half action now. Rowdies leading 2-0, but as we always talk about, the proverbial 2-0 lead, the most dangerous lead in football, because you just tend to relax that little inkling and a team can get back in it in a hurry. We switch sides. Rowdies will defend the far goal, attack the Ralph's Mob end of this stadium. Phoenix in the white. See what adjustments Juan Guerra made at halftime. And they've already had to make one change due to injury. Keep you apprised of any subs as we learn them. But right now, the goals from J.J. Williams and Charlie Dennis, the difference. And Amedia hopping on 1 foot. Harris was off to the races. Looks like he'll be able to walk that off.
Just interested to see if Phoenix Rising goes to the bench and bring in the one Danny Trejo, who has 3 goals already this season.
So we try to at least match energy. Is Munjoma. Nice little run there just before the halftime whistle, trying to connect with Varela. Rios Novo is back at the supporter end of the stadium now. Harvey splitting the center backs, coming deep.
Lovely patience by this Phoenix team. They understand the press is always going to come, and they're so comfortable under pressure.
So right now, the 3-man back line. Harvey in the middle. Crutzen left, Lambert right. That's been that way since that injury to Traore in the first half. Rowdies on the front foot again. Mix things up on that back line. That's where you got to think and not react so much. Falls inside the area to Dennis, tries to get it turned.
Well, that's 2 balls over the top that's been successful so far for the Rowdies.
This run from Guillen.
Had the first one from Kleeman, finding Spalding just minutes ago over Lambert's head. And then another fantastic cross by Connor Antley. And there's the captain, Aaron Guillen, who pushed up for that last cross by Connor Antley. Boy, what a leader he's turned out to be. Sebastian Guenzati, the famous captain of this Rowdy team, has departed, and Aaron Guillen effortlessly picks it up.
You see the one sub made by Juan Guerra at the half. So Erickson Gallardo will come out, and Daniel Trejo, the Mexican forward, will make his 7th appearance of the season. He is tied with Arteaga in goals with 3. So instant offense as they need goals down 2-0.
He has a goal with his head. He has a goal with his left foot. He has a goal with his right foot. He can do everything.
Just needs one off the trunk.
He can swim, he can fly, he can run, he can jog.
Varela and Crutzen. So it will be Crutzen with the left foot on an in-swinger. Delivered low. We'll do it again.
Clearance by Spalding, a bit of a counter-attack.
On the run, Dennis flips it ahead. Williams nearly got there.
Brilliant play by Lambert again, just shouldering off J.J. Williams. You like the inventiveness by Dennis, but you want him to keep that ball on the ground and take a chance to split the defense. The little dink is inventive, but it allows players and defenders to get back into position as the ball hangs in the air.
Harvey coming out cautiously with it. Leave it back to Rios Novo. Zambrano Breaking lines with that pass. Here's Trejo on the ball for the first time. Will collect it with his right foot. Into the area he comes. Steps over once, puts it in with the left foot. And not a bad effort.
You love the bravery from this man. He has just come on and takes the ball route one. Apologies to Arteaga. Arteaga was open in the middle. But it all started with Zambrano doing the hard work. Evading two players and splitting the defense, allowing the press to come onto him, and then releasing Trejo.
Stiff south blowing breeze now here at Al Lang Stadium. See how that affects things. Keepers don't like that. Bring it back for a foul. Not going to give advantage.
Looks like the free kick is going to go against Phoenix Rising.
Yep. And that went to Harris, dropping it right in his path. Harris trying to get it to Williams. Good positioning by that back line of Phoenix Rising FC.
Always hard for defenders to come into the game and acclimatize, and Manjoma has struggled positionally since he's come in. And again, getting caught in front of Deon Harris and not goal side.
Ekra will win the 50-50. And gets tackled from behind by Arteaga. A little talking to here from Garcia to Jose Hernandez, Phoenix native.
Here's the initial tackle. This is on Jan Ekra. You don't mind that from your forward. You don't want your forward to stand still and allow players to run around him. Jose Hernandez, you just mentioned, Jeff, the break. Player of the week. Sorry, team of the week. What a performance that was last week.
Charlie lifts it. Lasso trying to get at the other end of it. It's slow to get up. It was Lambert.
Well, he's taking some shots tonight, huh?
Right. Get all 6'5" of Forrest Lasso running at you, lumbering at you. And a zig when he should have zagged. That one, Anguiano, isn't going to amount to much. Find Harris trying to play position against Manjoma. We'll stay with the Rowdies on the throw.
First time for the Rowdies now to try and get a hold of the ball and get some rhythm. But this Phoenix team dominating in possession because of their intensity when the Rowdies have the ball, not allowing the Rowdies to sit down comfortably and roll the ball around the park.
Keeping his feet, Williams. Now Ekra able to get it wide. Cut out by Lambert with his head. Otherwise, Spalding might have been in. Oh, doing a little dance and turning Zambrano. Such good technical play here from Phoenix. Varela. Manjoma. This is a team probably more than any other in the league that is content to just possess and make you move.
But they do have the skill in the last stage, Jeff, to inject that pace and create a chance. You don't want to look at that. Just brilliant by Zambrano.
Zambrano, you remember him if you're following Major League Soccer, played in Portland for a couple of years, 2019 to 2021, at 29 appearances with the Timbers. Oh, how about this ball? Spalding catches it, will turn it, get a shot away. Rios Novo got the hand to it.
What about Jordan Doherty, Jeff? Completely orchestrating in that center circle. Did all the hard work. A beautiful ball to Spalding. He goes across the keeper's body like he should. And a good foot save by Rocco.
Ekra going the 50-50. Dan Harris at the halfway line. Bounced off of Charlie. Dennis will drop back. Varela headed off the pass by Jan Ekra. Zambrano to get all the way to Connor Sparrow.
It's the first time we've seen Phoenix try to go long rather than keep it short, understanding a bit of diversity in their passing, but it certainly goes away from their identity.
Using the width here.
Beautiful.
They can't keep it. Let's get it ahead to Williams. Strong hold-up play from JJ. Harris will have to circle back. Ekra facilitate.
Tell you what, JJ Williams again showing off that strength to hold off of Harvey, who grabbed a handful of his shirt and was tugging away.
Dennis cheekily draws the foul. Stretch it out, and it'll be a set-piece opportunity here on the free kick for Tampa Bay Rowdies, leading 2-0.
Would like to see Charlie Dennis get behind this and look for Forrest Lasso, like really dedicate this to finding Forrest Lasso. It looks like Aaron Gian went quickly. But try to get Kleeman and Lasso to get the ball, either to nod it onto goal or nod it across the face of the goal when the ball is played to the back post. Yes, it's textbook, but it's a reason it's textbook, because it works. Would like Lasso to give himself a little bit more room. I think he's too close to the middle of the box. Need to come a little closer to the edge of the box.
Serve to the back stick. Missed it. Was touched by Phoenix, so it will lead to a corner kick. Dennis will trot over.
Tell you what, with Lewis Hilton being out, what a weapon to have Charlie Dennis on the dead balls. Really supplying some excellent crosses and passes.
As Harris short, if he opts to go with it instead. A bit of left foot, two hands in the air. Runners come free in the box. In swinger. Sparrow trying to keep it. Spalding. Now Spalding. Oh, nearly found Kleeman. Lasso got there, but put it out.
Again, good delivery. This time it was Connor Antley. The ball was recycled and quite rightly went back down in the corner. Guess who it was? Big JJ Williams.
That was JJ.
Look at Jordan Doherty. It's like he's running downhill.
Keeps it alive. Williams shoots. And smothered and covered by Rios Novo. I think JJ will want that one back.
What a save by the Argentinian. All the time in the way. Jordan Doherty again. He keys it up low and hard.
Pressure continues. Dennis, Williams, wide of the target.
With this Phoenix team pushing up, trying to push numbers up and try and get a goal back, there are spaces being opened up for JJ Williams to try and convert, and this Rowdies team have to continue feeding the beast.
The long offside flag came up. Leo Collins, big clap for it. Good positioning by Tampa Bay. Ekra. Williams waiting for it to come through. Hernandez Zambrano spins it to that right side. That's where you see Trejo one-on-one. Saw his ability on the ball earlier in this half. Comes left. Crutzen. Munjoma. To the right foot and spun it high.
Well, because of the injury, Monjuma being a right footer has to play left back. He doesn't have that natural left-footed width he can provide the team. Has to come inside on that right side.
It's a third change here for Juan Guerra. It will be Babacar Jai. And he will come in for Varela. So the Gambian playmaker does have a goal in his second season. The goal came last week in stoppage time at the end of the game. Oh, by the way time. But it was a really nice finish. Picked up a red card in their Open Cup loss to New Mexico, which put him in a bad way in that game. Afterwards, he felt so bad he penned an open letter to the fans apologizing and taking it on his shoulder. And then responded last week with a goal. Dangerous player.
That's one way to repay the fans. Get a goal. And it's Harvey committing the foul. He's so engaged. What a fantastic midfielder he is, the Panamanian. Always disrupting, and even when he disrupts, then tries to create with a pass.
When you're here, make sure you relax boldly in Tampa Bay. Claim your next adventure at visitTampaBay.com. Played an hour. 3 changes made from Guerra. Still waiting for the first for Tampa Bay Rowdies. Trying for their first win streak of the season after winning last week at Detroit City FC. That will be their opponent here home next week, before just facing Western Conference team after Western Conference team after Western Conference team. In fact, 6 of the next 7 after next week.
Interestingly, on the field, Manjuma moved out of left back, is now going to right midfield. That's a more natural position for him.
They heard you talking.
Yeah. He was really having a hard time at left back.
They got our broadcast piped in there at the technical area.
Ooh.
Start calling you coach. Here's Jai. Ahead, looking for Hernandez.
You know what, Jeff? If I do become a coach, I think I'm going to go the Ted Lasso route. Get a mustache, put a visor on, and go to work.
Be popular in this country for sure.
Oh yeah, I think the mustache just gives you power and knowledge.
You do have a lot of those sayings, though.
Yeah.
Right, the dad jokes. You're good at that. There's Hernandez. Patient posture here, trying to turn inside the box, getting it clear. Jai wearing that 6 shirt to the left, gets a shot away. And it will go out off of the Rowdies and lead to a corner kick. So immediately, Babacar Jai causing some problems on the left flank.
Well, Babacar did everything right. Goes right into the mix-up. Lunging attempt. And
Lasso got there.
Yeah, Lasso got the last touch, but this Phoenix team still very much in reach.
With the wind at his back, Crutzen lets it fly. Boy, does he put some sting on that. Another ball served in the area. The flag came up. That won't count. Flag came up quick. Celebration will be muted and shunned.
Well, Trejo
thought he had it. It was a good finish, but he was offside.
Excellent finish. Good ball in as well.
Does show you the danger. There's still a long way to go in this match for Tampa Bay to secure all 3. We've seen late game dejection a couple of times this season. Let's get another. Leave no doubt about it. Dennis Spalding on his right foot will cut it back, takes a deflection, should be a corner kick. It is.
I thought Spalding had a second when the ball came from him, from Dennis, had an opportunity to just clip it in one time to JJ Williams, but as soon as he trapped it, that gap just closed up.
I don't know what I like better with Spalding, the hair or the mustache.
You know, I'm going to go mustache. Okay. I think when you grow a mustache, you start to you can actually do math and so on. You just start to learn things that you never knew before.
Can rock them both well. Outswinger here. Headed out of trouble by Lambert. For the time being, the race is on, and that will be an easy foul call.
Just look at Jordan Doherty growing over the last 3 years. Takes this ball down in his chest, confidence on the top of the box, rides the tackle, gets the foul. He's done so much more in this game on the ball. Used to be a very defensive midfielder, then turned into a centre back. He's a coach's dream, Jeff.
The team of the weaker, Charlie Dennis, goes in back-to-back weeks now. Ian Harris over the ball. Has to be Dennis all the way, right?
Has to be. And look for Kleeman or Lasso again. With this ball coming dangerously close to Rocco in goal. You want to put it right up next to the keeper and let the keeper make a play.
Swinger headed out of trouble. Wide, and so there'll be a corner kick on the other side.
Great defending by Lambert. Had to get that defensive header, and it was clinical. Charlie Dennis, understanding what the game needs, is now walking across to take corners rather than running.
Yep. Clock is your friend here. This will be into the wind. Drive this. Falls in. Oh, and just missed. Everybody behind that goal thought it was going in, and Rowdies have a player down inside the 6, and it's Kleeman.
What a chance for the big man. Had a great chance in the first half. Let's see this one. Over Williams' head, and he just tries to stick his head into this one. Wasn't as clear as the one in the first half, but what a delivery by Dennis.
Take his time getting up. And we'll call the training staff on. When you're in set piece situations, you're battling for those balls in the air. It is not for the faint of heart.
No.
It is time for courage and
the ball has
fearlessness.
Making him just try to stick his head.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I took an elbow to the neck.
When the ball is in the air, it has no master. So everyone is going after it, trying to become the master.
Right.
And bodies go flying. Something that Barcelona teaches. They like to have the ball stay on the ground. So somebody's always mastering the ball.
Kleeman will be checked out behind the byline for the time being. Rowdies down 11-10 as far as numbers. It's rising, trailing 2-0. Kretza played Canadian Premier League last year for Forge FC. Albany product, Great Dane. So he's from the Netherlands, but played for the Great Danes. All-America East performer in college. Wow. Got all of that one.
Just don't have that width, that natural width, Phoenix. They have all these excellent ball handlers in the middle. When it becomes congested and it goes out wide, Jeff, it all seems to fall apart. Whether the ball coming back in or just controlling the ball in those wide areas.
Spalding in the air. Kleeman has re-entered the match. Good news here for Rowdies fans who've had to deal with some injuries.
Jeff, I'm glad you asked about the shot.
Serious injuries this year so far.
I'm glad you asked about the shot situation. It is 15 shots to 11 to the Rowdies, with 5 shots on target to 2 for the Rowdies. Possession, Phoenix still a whopping 63% holding it, and they're doing a heck of a job dictating the tempo, but just can't dictate the chances in the last third.
Well, don't miss a minute of the action in 2023, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL Championship action on ESPN+, the home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and a whole lot more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Here come Phoenix again. And it was Kleeman to the rescue. With no doubt, put it out. Coming up on 20 minutes to play. 2-0 to the good for the Rowdies. Can they keep that score line intact? Whoops. Bumbling, stumbling free kick. Zambrano, the guilty party.
I know we're not going to see this again in his stat box, but Kleeman just intercepted a pass. It was from the byline, rolled right back to the penalty spot for a tap-in, and Kleeman got his foot to it, and then Dennis counter-attacked.
Stretching things out a bit.
Crowd getting on the feet at Allianz Stadium. They're starting to smell blood.
So far, been a good Saturday night. The Rowdies reward them with 3. They've hung in there all season thus far. In a mixed bag, to say the least. There is Trejo. Now Jai with the left foot. And it's a corner kick. Sparrow couldn't keep it.
Tell you what, Charlie Dennis is sort of limping now. He has put a shift in this first 70 minutes. But boy, he's just looking at this bench. You have Felix Schroeter, Ariel Martinez, Cal Jennings, and of course Jan Ekra, who can step up into that role.
Getting thin of that central midfield spot, though, right? Hilton continues to be out. Harivo has a bit of a knock, out for a precaution here tonight. Arman still not available. They do have Dalgard, who can give you some width.
Again, Kleeman wins the battle, the 1v1 battle. He's had a great night defensively. We talked about getting that centre-back partnership going, Jeff, like you said in the first half. And so far, Lasso and Kleeman are doing the business.
Flag up, offside. Surprised at all that Coach Collins hasn't put in a sub yet?
I have. I'm especially looking at Dennis sort of hobbling around. But it's so hard for a player to come and step into the game and pick up that tempo. When you're up 2-0, we talked about it being the most dangerous scoreline in football. You don't want to give an inch right now, because if Phoenix get a goal back, the next 20 minutes are going to be helter-skelter.
Spalding to Doherty on the edge now. Zigzag, wrong way. Dennis right along that touch line, keeps his feet, keeps it going, and takes the foul. Good veteran move there, and now we'll have a change. Dalgard, it is. Seba comes in for Harris, who has put in a shift, to say the least. So like-for-like change, though.
Dalgard is one of those players that's come through this system over the last 3 years, knows exactly what Coach Collins wants, can manage the game. He can take players on, provide width, gets behind the ball and tackles. And Deon Harris, who's turning into a 60-minute player rather than a 30-minute player, gets a round of applause.
First change of the night, Dalgard for Harris. Bouncing off defenders here. Kleeman got a outside boot to that. Will stay with Phoenix. They're going to have their fair share of chances here down the stretch. Expect that much.
If you're the Rowdies, you just have to focus on staying compact. You almost want to give Phoenix the wings. They have not shown that they can capitalize out wide.
have to say, so far this season, the Rowdies have had their fair share of bad luck.
That is just beautiful football.
Tonight, they've played well. Will luck be the residue of design? That time, Williams tonight, again, his second goal of the match. But boy, has he been dangerous throughout.
Well, boy, the build-up, starting with Ryan Spalding, Dennis, all the way across the Dalgard, and it falls to this guy, who gets his shot off, and he seems to be having that sort of confidence, Jeff, to get the shot off anytime he wants.
Oh, nice job by Antley to get up there. And to the rescue is Crutzen.
Every time the ball comes out wide for the Rowdies, Charlie Dennis opens up avenues on top of that 18-yard box, and they keep looking for him.
Fourth change now coming for Juan Guerra. And they'll bring in their forward Jackson Conway. He replaces Anguiano, so it's a forward for a midfielder here, so times are starting to get to that point in the final quarter hour. Conway born in Leeds, England, but American in every other form. He's on loan from Atlanta United. He was a homegrown player growing up in the Atlanta area. Does have 12 appearances with the MLS club, so he's got some quality. And a little jibber jabber.
Tell you what, Connor Antley got away with one there. He was playing himself into trouble, and if that ball was given away, Phoenix were off to the races. Oh, that was a foul.
Rowdies out shooting the visitors 15-11, 5 on target to 2.
Jeff, I would like to see this ball played down the line to Seb Dalgard on this right-hand side. I think it's just a little too far, and the line is so high for Connor Antley to put that ball in a dangerous area right now. That is a really high line by Phoenix. Anybody breaks that plane, and Rocco is left on an island.
Antley instead will put it here to Dalgard. By Jai, who got a foot in and took it away. Here come Phoenix. Controlled by Hernandez. Trying to find Jai. Still manages to get in there. Oh, he's like a bull in a china shop.
He is.
He takes a deflection.
Looks like it may be an off-ball foul. Yep. There it is, a red card. A straight red. Jackson Conway has not even got sweat on his shirt.
And he comes in and gets in
off
to the score sheet with a red card.
Yeah. Off the ball foul. Referee has seen it and walked right up to him and delivered the red card. Elbow.
Conway is gone. Straight red. And things have gotten that much tougher here for Phoenix Rising on the road. A closer look at what happened.
Unforgivable.
Here we go.
Here's Monjuma coming inside.
28,
look at Conway, they're tangling with
an elbow.
And there it is. And the referee was right on top of it and knew exactly what was happening.
Antley okay. So Phoenix Rising has been reduced to 10 men for the rest of this match. Spalding takes a little shot to the back, and now free kick Tampa Bay. Remember the game last year against Phoenix Rising, 5-1.
5-1.
And there was a red card in that match against Phoenix. There was 2 own goals as the Rowdies made that game really one of the turning points of their season.
Yep. And then the year before that, which was supposed to be the final, played right here in Alang. Rowdies won 3-1 and kick-started their season.
Had the number. And a long walk here for Conway. Lasso got ahead to it. And trying to just zing it through was Dalgard. Kleeman got his hands up on that.
Completely caught Hernandez by surprise as that ball came flying across. And Hernandez, who's on form, making the team of the week in USL Championship with a goal and assist, and there goes Conway.
Now won't probably need to shower.
You know what? You just go straight to the deodorant, put on,
right,
put on your change of clothes, and just jump on the bus. Forget the shower, you're good.
You want to just hide in the back of the bus.
Yes, and wait, and yeah, try and go as far away from the coach as you could.
Lift that out of play. Just one of those nights for Phoenix here, coming off a really impressive win at home. They will return home to that shiny new park at 38th in Washington to take on Hartford Athletic next week. We talked about it. Anytime you're going cross country, cross conference, never an easy task.
So tough. I mean, Rowdies just came from San Diego the week before. Put up a valiant effort.
And then went right back on the road to Detroit, so they went north.
Yeah. And we talked
on the postage stamp.
We were just talking about the United States and its soccer sort of setup, and
right.
How big it is, the largest landmass to cover and play soccer at the same time. No other country, Russia or Canada, uses that much space in their land.
And you talk to any international player that comes from Europe or even South America.
Hard.
Yeah, it's a change.
You're playing in 3 different climates, literally.
Depending on the season, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Try going to Hartford in March. And the final 10 minutes of this one. Chance to cut the scoreline in half, but being down a man. Kleeman got there again. The breakout. Didn't quite sit. Launched across. Dalgard just tried to one-time that. Getting a little open and committing the foul.
I tell you what, Ryan Sporting is having the time of his life on that left side, finding oodles of room and picking players out. He finds Seb Dalgard. There he is trying to recover this one. It's a bit of a slip by Zambrano.
Spalding, 24 years old, out of Cary, North Carolina. He spent most of his life and career there. Started at the University of Charlotte and was a North Carolina FC youth product. Did play in the 3rd division in France for a bit, for a spell. And then went to the Revs. 7 MLS matches with New England, now on loan for the duration of the season. Barring unforeseen circumstances, Bruce Arena will leave him here. New England Revolution, top of the Eastern Conference in Major League Soccer, so they can part with a couple, I am sure. And a much more favorable climate. I'm going to come down and play here. Play on the nice grass as opposed to Gillette. Nice job by Ekra. It is quite stretched now as we get into that final stanza of this match.
The referee's starting to let some physicality go as this game winds down.
Be a goal kick. Now you can see the fatigue starting to affect both teams here. Rowdies back here next week to take on Detroit City, a team that they just beat on the road. Then it's at RGV in the South Texas, right on the border.
I think the Rowdies fans have been wondering when this Tampa Bay team will start bringing it together. Well, I think you're starting to see the mixture of defense, midfield, and attack really gelling with each other. The passes are going to feet. They're finding space. They're getting behind the ball and defending. You're starting to see that mix of success on the field. And this man is at the head of it right now, J.J. Williams.
Sit ahead. Dalgard surveys things. Forced back by Jai. After that trip to Rio Grande Valley, it's 3 straight at home against Western Conference foes, but good ones. Colorado Springs, Sacramento, and New Mexico. So you want to be playing your best against those teams. Sacramento is just on a roll. For the next 5 at home, though. This is the time to really start linking up those 3-point wins.
Look at the passes by the Rowdies. There is space to go into, but they go inside to side.
Yep.
And sort of olaying it right now.
Play with the lead. Williams to the header! Off target, but he was offside anyway. Playing full of life here.
What a sequence.
And we'll have a change. Cal Jennings will come on for Dennis.
It was the short passing side to side that loosened up the defense on the far side. And this man, Charlie Dennis, another fantastic game by the number 14, who's playing the number 10 role behind J.J. Williams.
Jennings makes his 8th appearance of the season. One goal and 1 assist. So get him jump started as well. Get him and Williams going. Interesting though. So it's a forward on for
an attacking midfielder.
Yeah. I'm trying to look for the dagger here. Whoops.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful. Get a touch and off his line quickly. Rios Novo to keep things 2-0.
Just want to go back to that point that you made, Jeff, for the forward, for the attacking midfielder. This Rowdies team, the first defender is the forward. And I think the pressing from here and causing havoc for Phoenix, trying to build the ball out of the back, is so important to the defensive structure.
Playing with 10 men after the red card on Conway. He played for about 2 minutes. Trejo's had some good moments here in his time in the second half. Get back on the ball there. And it's just a numbers game right now.
Yep. Lovely tackle by Doherty, breaking up the play.
Away from number 9. There's Mojoma. Nothing doing.
Just a reminder, Phoenix playing with 10 men. Jackson Conway barely breaking a sweat. The elbow, I believe it was the Kleeman.
Antley.
Connor Antley. Quick red and an early shower.
And making the chances of a positive outcome in this match much more clear. Still work to do. Can't switch off now. Falls to Hernandez. A bit of a hook. Play on. Jennings. Now Spalding. Jennings will race. Fresh legs. Into the area. Across to Dalgard. He was trying to stay onside. Could not.
Well, a chance for Cal Jennings to run at someone, make something happen. You want to see that. The coaching staff wants to see that. from the substitute. And here are the best fans.
The Railbirds.
So we have Ralph Small, we have Skyway Casuals. What do you call these guys?
The Railbirds.
Railbirds, I love it.
That's what I call them.
Yes. Not Angry Birds, Railbirds, right?
No, they aren't. Do they look angry?
No, they're Railbirds, you're right.
Dressed in yellow. They look good. There's room for a third supporter group, right?
Absolutely. Just need to get them some smoke bombs and we're good.
I don't know if they're age appropriate for those lads. In the final minute of regulation here. 2 first-half goals have held up for the Rowdies. Dalgard cut inside. Winding up and right at the keeper, Rios Novo.
Well, going back to the keys to the game, Jeff. When the ball goes out to the side, Phoenix Rising never addressed out wide, and it allowed the Rowdies to have all sorts of space in the middle.
Rowdies 3 minutes from 3 points. It's the 10-man Phoenix Rising club. Home game is coming up too. Just what the doctor ordered. Here's Jennings. Good defending again from Lambert. Or this scoreline could be a lot higher than 2-0.
Well, he's taking a lot of shots, Lambert, and Carl Jennings trying to use his fresh legs to get around the tired Jamaican, but the Jamaican had one more tackle left in him.
Will take their time to take this corner kick. We played 1 minute of the minimum 3. Right here in St. Pete. Williams started it off. His first goal of the season. Charlie Dennis doubled it just before halftime. And they'll be content to take as much time in this corner as they can. Let's see out victory number 3 on the season. And we'll roll in behind. Goal kick it is.
You know, yes, the Rowdies needed a win. Yes, they needed a win at home. But to get J.J. Williams on the score sheet is even more important. I think it's going to bleed confidence into him, and that's going to spread to the rest of the attacking third of the field.
And now we'll have Felix Schroeder get some mop-up duty, and he'll come in for Williams, who'll recognized for his effort coming off. Schroeder a goal this season thus far. 30 seconds remain. Real urgency being shown by Rising FC. They've come to the conclusion that was a nice little move. Nicely done by Harvey, who loves to come forward. Here's Trejo trying to spoil the clean sheet, perhaps. And poke away. We played 3.
Looks like there was a tug of his shirt on Clement.
Garcia checks the watch. And that's it. 3 points go to the Rowdies tonight. 2-0 winners over Phoenix Rising FC. Tampa Bay, their 3rd win of the season. They move up to 11 points and start making that ascent up the Eastern Conference standings. Phoenix Rising picks up their 2nd defeat of the season. Big win for Neil Collins' crew. We'll be back to put a bow tie on this, one of green and gold variety, as the Rowdies win it 2-0 over Phoenix Rising FC. We'll be right back.
Imagine a company steeped in heritage, innovating into the promise of what the future can bring, like a phoenix helping others find prosperity. Sagicor's brand, the wisdom to help people make solid financial decisions and the compassion to do good for society and those in need. Life insurance and annuities from Sagicor show your partner, family, and loved ones just how much you care about their financial security. Sagicor, wise financial thinking for life.
A Rowdies winner on a Saturday night in St. Pete. It was a good one over Phoenix Rising FC. Jeff Radcliffe and Ryan Davis, just what the doctor ordered, their first win streak of the season for the Tampa Bay Rowdies as we get into the highlights.
Yep, it starts from the outside and comes back in. Ryan Spalding, quality on the left-hand side. And what about quality on the inside? J.J. Williams deflects it into the last post, a classy header. And he breaks the duck at our land and gets his first. Charlie Dennis trying to close out the first half, wins the free kick and audaciously finishes it off to take them into the half and a 2-0 lead in our land at home.
With a bit of a change-up, Phoenix Rising reduced to 10 men late on, spoiled any chance at a comeback. There's a look at the match stats. The goals are what count. What else jumps out, Ryan?
19 shots. The Rowdies were in the mid-table in shots attempted this season. 19 shots in this game. They created opportunities by going out wide and coming back in to Charlie Dennis and company.
Rising had 2 shots on goal. That means 2 saves for Cano Sparrow. It gets his 3rd clean sheet of the season. That shouldn't be forgotten about either, is how well defensively the Rowdies have played tonight.
Yeah, it starts at the back, and we talked about only 2 goals in the last 3 games. Well, guess what? Another clean sheet tonight. Taking care of business, staying compact, and engaging in the midfield, Jeff. They win every loose ball, every second ball, and that creates turnovers and chances created.
2 games, 6 points, and they'll look to stretch that little run coming up next week against the team they beat last week. Detroit City comes a-calling next Saturday night. Then it's on the road at Rio Grande Valley, then back home for 3 against the Western Conference. Needless to say, Ryan, a huge stretch upcoming for the Rowdies to move up the table.
And yet, having this sort of momentum, Jeff, is only going to propel them against teams that they don't know much about. Colorado Springs, Sacramento Republic, who's almost an MLS-type team. This sort of form, this sort of confidence can take them through that rough water.
Rowdies starting to figure it out as we get into the heat of the summer. 2-0 winners against Phoenix Rising FC tonight. So glad you were able to join us. My name is Jeff Radcliffe. Special thank you to my partner Ryan Davis. Tom Sipos is our producer. And special thanks to our video art production crew. Thanks for watching. Tampa Bay Rowdies win it 2-0 over Phoenix Rising FC. And we'll talk to you next week. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.